Hello and welcome to Global Fashion Workshop. Let me remind you that we post a new video 3 times a week. Today we have a very simple top, a blouse from this mesh. Look at this beautiful mesh fabric. It has a graphic print and a bit of white lace showing here and there. Show it, please. Of course, it's not my fabric, it's my daughter's Inga's, but we explained to her that she will have to do without it, without the fabric that she herself bought in Paris. It's not a big deal. It's important to share with thy neighbor. And why should she share with her neighbor? Because you know I made the palazzo pants, and I wanted to give them to the girls to sew up, and then show you the finished garment. But I realized that I have absolutely nothing to wear them with. I looked at all my tops, all my tank tops, shirts, everything. Nothing matches. So we found this wonderful mesh material. We'll now make a light top without a sloper, with draping, with an interesting sleeve, and I'll be able to give both the pants and the top to the atelier. So then I'll present to you both garments. We'll have a review of both garments together. Well, I'm talking a lot, but we need to save time and start working already. Well, show one more time what a beautiful top I'll have. Inga shared it with us against her will. Well, we explained to her that she needs to think of others too, not just herself. And I also want to convey one more thought to you, that we on our channel don't do things just for the sake of doing them. We don't need to make things just to show more and more videos. Everything we make, we then wear it. We almost never use mock-up fabrics anymore. So we make each garment with care, because we then wear it regularly, and you get to see afterwards in the process on our channel how the garments wear, how they live in our lives. So this time we have palazzo pants and a top. I will be explaining everything, why we do it this way and not that way throughout the process. Let's look here. Here's the top. It has a V neckline with a bit of draping here and open here, and here it will be gathered. But you'll see everything as we work on it. And I think we'll raise this part a bit, so that when we wear it, this front goes up a bit. We'll have a center front seam. The center front will have a seam. Next, I want to say that the center back will also have a seam, because the mesh without a seam will be too shapeless. So we'll give a slight shaping in the waist, at the back and the sides, and the rest will be somewhat loose-fitting. We'll shape the sides as best we can, and the center back too. And in general, I don't like garments without a center back seam. Then the back stretches and droops down. A seam will hold it in shape. Next, instead of sleeves, we'll have simple rectangles. We'll decide exactly how they'll be as we work on them. The top will be sewn onto the shoulder, and here they'll be hanging down. This print is so bright that I feel like having some looseness. Of course, I'm exercising and doing arm exercises, but my arm muscles are not yet in perfect shape. So I'll continue working with weights. We'll all see what kind of improvements I'll have. But for now I'll make these little sleeves, which will cover the arm a bit, even though I have sundresses and I also plan on wearing them. But when I wear this kind of pants, I want the top to also be appropriate. Now let's look here. What will we need? I'm not even taking the waist measurement, just bust and hips. Bust and hips. My bust is 116, half is 58, quarter is 29. Hips 114, half 57, quarter is 28.5. But considering that this is mesh fabric and it stretches in all directions, I'll use a bit smaller measurements than these. Next. There's no bust height because I won't be drafting a dart. We'll need the back width minus 42, half 21. Back length 40 and garment length 60. Let's get to work. Considering that in one video I have to draft the pattern, cut it out, baste and try it on with the pants, of course I have to save time, so let's work fast. This time we'll work fast. Point 0, placement of the 7th vertebrae. I'll take garment length at center back, about 4 centimeters less than I need. Here's my point 0. So I'm taking garment length 50. Well, let's take 56, which is 4 centimeters less than my length here. It's better if you measure yourself at center back or take more and then decide your length and adjust. Distance to waistline, which is our back length measurement, we have 41. Divided by 2, it's 20.5. We divided this distance in half. 56. Now I trace horizontal lines through these points. Everything is very quick. If you learn to make these blouses for summer, it'll be great. Mesh is such a simple material, you can even leave the edges raw. Cut it and that's it, it's ready, like boiled wool in the winter. So, I take 9 for the neckline width because I have quite a wide neckline width here. I don't want it to be too close to the neck, I want it more open like this. Take 7, 8, 9, and I put a perpendicular line up. This is point 9. I measure 3 upwards. And draw the neck. Make a gentle line. Gentle because my neckline is quite open here. Here's the back neck. Now, from center back, we measure the back width. We take half of the measurement, so 21 centimeters. And we trace a line which we call back width line, approximately like this. Bust, hips, bust, waist, hips. We won't measure anything on the waist, we'll just make it quite loose and that's it. Bust, 1/4 is 29. I take 28, a centimeter less because this is mesh. It's very stretchy in all directions. Hips, quarter is 28.5. I take 27.5, 1 centimeter less than the measurement. And now I draw this slightly curved line towards the waist. Oh, what a beautiful line. And also in the back we'll have a seam, so we have the chance to shape it here a bit. Measurement, measurement. Here there's no measurement. For those who will make it fitted, you have to see what your waist is and how much you take out here and here. You can make a dart here in the middle, you can shape it here. So calculate your circumference plus all these shapings. Here's what I get. I will trace it over later with a marker. Wonderful. The first horizontal line from point 0, I call it neck height line, the back width line. Let's look at the intersection point. Here our 2 lines intersect. We measure down 1 centimeter. And the high point, it's called point 3. Here it is the high point. We connect it with point 1. Point 1 connects with the highest point of the side seam. We draft a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful armscye this way. I would even bring it here a bit, since I have mesh after all. If you learn to draft like this, it would be just marvelous. That's it. Plus, I'll be attaching something there, so I need this point to be higher. Back neck opening 9 centimeters wide. The shoulder, I'll tell you in a moment how many centimeters it is. Here's my back width line. I came a little closer here because I understand that my mesh will be stretching a bit. Oh, how beautiful. Now it's going to be very simple. The front will be just a bit different from the back. The back is ready. 3 minutes and the back is ready. I'll cut it out now. Straight from here, I'll cut it out. Here's our back. I drew a straight line here, and now I'm placing the back on top. And this will be my straight center line. This way. I can't pin it, and I can't scotch tape it either. I'm raising the highest point of the shoulder. My center front line is here. I raise the shoulder point by about 1.5 centimeters. Here, just literally just a couple of millimeters. Don't raise too much at this point. And from this point, this perpendicular line towards center front. And from here, I deepen first by about 9 centimeters from this point. Why 9? Because you could make 8 for my size, or 9, and draw this round neckline. This won't be the final neckline, but this gives me an idea where the neck is. So I measured 9 here. That's it. There are no other changes. I simply trace and will cut it out. Waistline. If you drafted your back, then to draft the front, it's very quick and simple. For now, I just traced. The change is simply that the front is higher here. I'm making a very simple garment, very simple, with nothing complicated to it. This kind of drafting is accessible to everyone. What do I want to say? Now that I'm looking at all this, I want to raise the arm side point here a bit, otherwise my mesh will stretch down. Pay attention, for stretch fabrics, this arm side is too low. I'm going to fix it quickly now. I'll stick this paper underneath here, this way. And I'll raise the back by about 1.5 centimeters. Here. We raise the arm side a little so that it doesn't stretch out. But here in this rounded spot, I'll make it a bit deeper. Just a bit deeper. Now I'll cut it all out and we'll see. But I want to lower it here by another 12 centimeters. Oh, what do you think, 12? No. It's summer. I'm opening up. 12. I'm connecting this point to this one with a ruler. I've really taken a liking to straight necklines traced with a ruler. Oh. If when I make it, my top will be open up to here, well, what can I say? It'll be my fault. We understand that we don't have any draping here yet, but we'll do it. Center front has a seam, center back has a seam. Everything is drafted without slopers and it literally takes 5 minutes. It took us longer to film everything, the time to lay it all, to place it all here, to try to fit within the lens. But in life, in real life, when I do this off camera, this would have taken me 5 minutes, not more. Back, front. I left some space here on top for a reason. I want to form some draping here on the front. So, I'm starting to slash from center front. So I'll do a couple slashes to the shoulder. Around the bust area, to the arm side a couple of times. And now I will open it all up. And then I will gather it all up and that's it. You notice that I'm not even doing a special pattern for the draping. And now I'll start cutting right away. It all takes just a couple of minutes. You open up by how much you want. I'm not going to be cheap with the fabric. It's not mine anyway. God forbid I would be trying to save the fabric. I'd end up walking around naked if I'd have to think of others before myself. That's impossible. I can't do that. And anyway, children must take care of parents. If the parent is naked, they have to share. I don't see anything funny in this. Oh, I made this nice draping in the front. I opened a couple slashes from the center to the shoulder, one to the arm side and another to the bottom of the arm side, so that I'd get it all gathered here in the front, because otherwise the mesh might look a bit simple. That's it, time is running out, I'm starting to cut. Shoulder, arm side, side seam, well, I'm adding just a centimeter on the bottom, not more. This is a very light top, I don't need much for the hem in this mesh. You see here, where the line is going? Here it is. And I don't need to cut around all these corners now, this one and this one. I simply start at this point, where I have the top cutting point, and then with a gentle line I go towards here. I don't need any of these corners. I'm showing you the most real-life methods. Oh, and now all this will be gathered up and we'll have our draping. Wonderful draping. Now I'll cut out the back. Same thing, I'm adding a centimeter everywhere. The back, I basted the center back, center front. See where the shoulder is looking? Well, I'll put it back where it should be after I gather the front. When I gather my draping. And don't think that you need to calculate how much to gather. We simply need to come back to this line. And then we'll gather a little more so that our front raises up a bit. So, almost. We need to get a bit less than this distance here. Right now I have the same distance. I want my center front to be raised a bit. In the center, just a bit. Well, here, let's see. Yes, a bit more. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. If you don't like something, it's easy to fix. I'll check now how this looks on me, and then we'll only have the sides and shoulder seams left to baste and then try it on. I think I'll be fabulous in this outfit. You know what we need also? We also need to cut out rectangles. We need rectangles for the sleeves. I'll take length of about Well, let's say 30 centimeters, and width about 9 or 10. Okay, 30 by 10, two rectangles. Let's cut. Let's cut. I have a secret helper behind the camera here. So my secret helper is cutting out 30 by 9 or by 10. It doesn't matter. We'll see now what I did here. Oh, I think it's all wonderful. Let's see. How will our front look like? It will look like this. Oh, I think it's really cool. This is how my draping will fit. Now I'll baste the shoulders and sides, and you'll see the fitting. Yesterday I had the review of basted pants. Today again I have a review of basted pants, but this time with a top. I really like how this draping came out, but I still want to secure it like this so that it's more gathered. Maybe I'll even cut the opening a bit deeper here. I want my opening to be bigger. And look how it all lays nicely in mesh fabric. You see, right? I think that I did the right thing by making this top. Now I'll give both the top and the pants to the seamstresses so that then I can show you both finished garments. Because I realized that I don't have anything to show you the finished pants with. So this is how it looks. Look how these wide loose pants falling over the heels, they create this height. They visually lengthen the legs. I don't know, even me at 62 years old, I feel like I've become so slim, which is great. These sleeves, I'll tell you about these sleeves. You take any rectangle and you attach it. Mine is 32 centimeters by 10. You can take 42 centimeters. You can cut it on the bias. You can flare it. You can do anything you come up with. And attach some pieces like this instead of a sleeve. I think everyone had a chance to see how I look in this outfit. I think it's time to say goodbye, even though I could stay here and show you this outfit for a long time. On this note, I'm saying goodbye. Click like, share our videos on social media, and most importantly, repeat after us, so that it wouldn't be just published videos, watched videos just to put a check, but so that you really create something beautiful for yourself. All the best for myself, Irina, and our entire team.